Today's video is going to be about redrawing one of my very first pieces that I first uploaded here on YouTube. Now, when I first turned my channel into a drawing channel, I started with a 30-day sketchbook challenge, which was probably a very extremely stupid idea, but was also a very brilliant idea, because as the process went on with the 30 days, I did notice an improvement in my art, because prior to me starting that, I hadn't drawn for about 6 years. I had completely just stopped drawing, hadn't really done anything other than doing really quick sketches for my little felt patterns that I was doing, my toy patterns on Etsy. So I wanted to redraw that first day of the 30-day sketchbook challenge, which is this voodoo doll. This was the very first thing that I ever drew after that 6-year break. So I think I can do better than this now. So I've had over a year and a half experience now, which I'm not saying that I'm any good still. I'm still learning. I'm still just winging it and doing whatever the hell I think is right and not doing any research, because that's just the type of person that I am. I'm going to redraw this today, and I'm going to see what I can do differently this time. So I'm going to be using my Franchville Australian watercolor paper today, and to sketch the piece out, I'm going to be using my brown Prismacolor color erase. Since buying the Prismacolor color erase pencils, I've really been enjoying a whole new aspect of my art. So it's really sort of put a little bit more oomph into my art, and I don't know, you know, when you just get an art supply that sort of changes the way you do things and sort of, I don't know, try to improve yourself. That's what I feel these pencils have done, and I've just been trying some different techniques, and that's what a lot of this is. I've been experimenting a lot lately with some different things behind the scenes and trying to work on illustrations and subjects that I don't usually do. So anyway, enough of that. That's not what this video is about. When I first started my YouTube channel, my channel was going to be dedicated to doing my toy felt patterns that you can purchase on Etsy. Shameless self-promotion, go check it out. But I sort of found that it was sort of too time consuming, and it was sort of like time that I did not want to put into a video. It was recording me sewing a lot of things. So I knew that I sort of wanted to turn it into a drawing channel eventually. So I decided to start my first drawing video by doing this 30-day sketchbook challenge, and it was one that I just came up with myself, and because I just wanted to challenge myself to draw different things. So I put a whole heap of different things onto this list, and the first thing on the list was a voodoo doll, because I thought how appropriate. My name is Cutest Voodoo, so well, let's just start with a voodoo doll. And that's what I did. So that's the first ever drawing video you will find on my YouTube channel. And when I started, I look back on it now and a little bit of vomit comes up into my throat, because it was really bad. Like, I'm not saying now that I'm any good, because I'm still learning, and I've been only drawing now for near 2 years, again, basically full time. And before that, as I said, I hadn't drawn for a good 6 years or more. So I was extremely rusty, and the first thing I decided to do was jump straight into a 30-day challenge, you know. So what a way to throw yourself into the deep end when you're really shit at drawing. And getting back into it again after years. So because I wasn't used to drawing, probably about 2 weeks into the 30-day sketchbook challenge, I started to get really burnt out. And I was very close to knocking it on the head, but I'm just one of those people who needs to see something through. I don't usually give up. And if I do give up, there's a really good reason why. And because I wanted to pursue my drawing again and sort of turn it into a career one day instead of working for somebody else, which is what I did not want to do anymore. I wanted to be my own employer. I really wanted to improve and get back to the level of drawing that I was at when I was younger. Because if you go to my Instagram, you will find pictures of when I drew back when I was about 24, and I bet 24, 25, and I swear to God, I draw so much better back then than I did when I started up again. And I was a little bit disappointed to why I just lost a lot of my drawing ability. So yeah, I was sort of looking back on it now, I really realize that a lot of the stuff that I produced in the first probably 6 months or more was just pure rubbish. And even now I can still produce pure rubbish, and you know, there's a lot of people out there that won't even like the way that I draw, and I'm quite aware of that. Like, not everybody's going to like you, but I do believe that I have improved over the time. When I go back and watch all my first videos, I really cringe. Like, it's really cringeworthy what I was posting online. So naturally with this illustration, because it's a redraw of that voodoo doll, I was going to use the same colors, and I did add a few different sort of colors in. Like, there is red in the original, but not as much as there is in this one. But I feel as though I needed to draw it how I would have drawn it if I had started that 30-day sketchbook challenge now. So this is how I would have done him, I feel. And differences from the original. I put fingers on this little guy because that's what I would have done. And the red areas, like where his mouth is, I wanted to recreate tartan material on his feet and his mouth, but I don't know, I'm hoping I sort of captured the idea of tartan. I did look up a few references, but I sort of had a mental image of what it was going to be, and I'm like, yeah, you'll be right, you'll remember. And then when it came to it, I was like, oh shit, how do I do tartan again? But I was too lazy to turn my laptop on because my laptop's been playing up and it just shuts down as soon as I start it up. So I don't have anything else close to me other than the big computer, but I just winged it basically and just hope to God that it resembles tartan. So yeah, that's what I did for that. And yeah, like I said, I kept the little button, but I wanted to give him a little split. So I gave him a little split on his stomach. And yes, I gave him the needles again. I sort of mixed them up a little bit, and yeah, that's sort of wanted to keep it along the same sort of lines as the original, but like I said, I wanted to change it up to how I would draw it now. And I've been having a lot of fun using the chrome, my chrome marker at the moment, so I've been putting a lot of chrome on everything, and yeah, I really like it. And it ends, what I like about that particular chrome one as well is that I can actually write back over it with a fine liner, which is really good. A lot of the alcohol based Sharpies and stuff like that, the Pentel silver thing that I've got, and I've whinged about this in other videos, I cannot write over the top of them. They just won't let me. So I really like this chrome one, and I do think if I want to get another one of those sort of chrome ones, I'm going to get the same brand again, because it's a really good pen. So as you noticed lately, I have been doing the sketches with the Prismacolor, and then I have been going over that with watercolor first instead of doing the black liner, because I've been sort of enjoying that method, because I've sort of found that if I do the watercolor first and then I go over it with the lines, it sort of gives me like a little bit of flexibility with a lot of the line art, and it can sort of take a little bit of a different direction, and I've really been enjoying that, because it's not like set in stone where a lot of things are, and I can just come in later and it can change, and that's what I've been really enjoying about that process lately. So yeah, you're gonna probably see a lot of future videos now with me doing this method, because I'm really enjoying it. So in this piece, I wasn't sure if I was going to include the cobweb, but I ended up including it on the other side of the voodoo doll, and it's only a little cobweb because I sort of didn't want it to take away from the piece and make it really big. And I decided to give him like a wooden floor, but I didn't do any wood grain texture that I like to do on the floors and stuff like that, because I honestly thought that there was a lot going on as it is, and I didn't want to take away from the voodoo doll himself, so I made the decision to not put wood grain on that floor, because I did not want that to be a focal piece. I just wanted I wanted a floor, and I wanted like a wall, like he's sitting in the corner of a wall, and I'm hoping that I sort of got that point across, because I wasn't sure how I was going to do then shade the top of the wall to make it look like he's sitting in a corner, but I'm hoping it sort of comes across that it is a corner by what I have done with his little fingers on his left side with the blood, like he's smearing blood down the wall with his fingers. Where that blood has come from, I don't know. He could have touched his little wounds where the needles go in, and he's just wiping it on the wall because he's very sad that he's been used as a pin cushion. Wouldn't you? I would hate to be a voodoo doll. Wouldn't that suck? So yeah, I'm hoping that you enjoyed this, watching me recreate my own arts. I had a lot of fun and I really loved the way this little guy turned out. I really do like him. And I do believe that there is a fair bit of progress from when I started to now. So I don't know, what do you think? Do you think I've come a long way at all from when I first started? Please be kind to me. So anyway, that is me done. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.